So then when do you sell?
When I make money. That answer sounds simple, but most traders never get there because they let their emotions decide. By the end of this video, you'll understand when to sell stocks for profit and why most traders exit good trades based on how they feel instead of what the trade is actually doing. The problem isn't finding a good stock. The problem is staying in it. Most traders know when to sell stocks in theory, but the moment price moves, emotion takes over, and emotion makes the decision. I don't get out of a trade because I feel something. I get out of a trade when it does what I expected to begin with. Because before I enter, I've already projected the move. I already know where price is likely to go. So I'm not guessing. Now, how do I do that? First, I'm not picking from random stocks. I'm looking at something stable, something that's not going to collapse tomorrow. Take Coca-Cola, for example. Everyone drinks Coke. I used to, I do. That company is not going bankrupt this week. It's been around for over 100 years. That's the kind of stock I want. Then I go to the higher time frame. If the weekly trend is moving up, that gives me direction. Now I drop down to the 1-minute chart and I wait for price to pull back. That's where I enter. So now I have three things. I have direction, I have a better price, and I have a projection. That projection is my exit point. Not how I feel, the projection. So when price moves around, I'm not reacting because nothing has changed. I only get out when price reaches the move I planned to begin with. Most traders don't do that. They enter a trade with no projection, no plan, just a feeling that it's going up. And then price moves. That's all it does, it moves. But to someone with no plan, every move feels like a signal. Price goes up a little, they feel good. They start thinking about the profit. Price comes back down, now they're worried. Price drops a bit more. Now they're scared and then they sell, not because the trade is wrong, not because anything has changed, because they felt scared. And then price recovers and goes exactly where they expected, without them. That's not the market. That's emotion making the decision. And emotion doesn't know when to sell. Here's the thing about emotion in trading. It always reacts to the last thing that happened. Price drops, fear. Price rises, greed. Price drops again, panic. The emotion is always one step behind, always responding, never leading, but the trade doesn't care about your last feeling. It's going where it was always going, based on structure, based on direction, based on what the bigger time frame said before you ever entered. The trader who exits on emotion is making a different decision every time price moves. That's not a strategy. That's just reacting, and reacting is what loses money in this market. The fix is simple, but it has to happen before you enter. You decide where you're getting out before the price has a chance to scare you. You pick the right stock. You confirm the bigger direction. You project the move. And then you wait. When price moves, and it will move, you don't react because your decision was already made to begin with, before emotion had anything to say about it. That's the only way to sell at the right time. Not when you feel like it, when the trade tells you. If you want real trading without the hype, gurus, or fake setups, subscribe. That's all we do here. Go back to that clip. When do you sell? When I make money. That's not luck. That's a decision that was made before the trade was ever opened. The stock was stable. The weekly was trending up. The move was projected. And when price moved around and tried to trigger an emotion, there was nothing to react to because the decision was already made. That's when I sell. When the trade does what I planned, not when fear tells me to. In the next video, everyone focuses on their entry. Almost nobody understands why one trade can move the entire market. That one goes up Wednesday,